First of all, you don't know me.
We're all about that high school drama girl, all about them high school queens. We'll take you for a ride in our comic girl, cheering for the right team. Drama queens, smart girl, rough girl, fashion but you're tough girl. You could sit with us, girl. Drama queens, drama queens, drama queens, drama queens, drama queens.
Friends, we are so excited. Season 8 has almost come to a close, and we have everybody's favorite teacher, Miss Lauren. Allison Munn is here on the podcast today.
Hi.
Hi.
You guys, your faces. Oh my gosh, I'm good. How are you?
Good.
So good. It's great to see you.
Guys, it's so good to see you. I have been like ridiculously excited to see you guys.
Same.
Yay. You look amazing, Allison. Incredible.
Please, thank you. So do you guys.
Don't
I
age.
can't even take it. You guys, I actually just got teary. Okay.
I'm so happy. Hi,
It's very
honey.
good to see you. Hi.
Okay, so tell us what we're doing here. What are we doing here, guest?
Okay, we are doing this
don't know.
episode. This episode is season 8, episode 21, Flightless Bird, American Mouse, air date May 10th, 2011.
Wow.
What? Synopsis is Nathan, Jamie, Clay, Julian, Chase, and Chuck have a camp out on the river court. Meanwhile, Brooke, Quinn, Alex, and Lauren take a trip to Puerto Rico.
Hey.
Hey. I remember when we were casting you because I was directing that episode.
I know. You're also the first time I'd ever been directed by a female. Can you believe
No.
that? Yes. Yeah. And I remember being like so nervous to come to do the show, but then seeing that you were the director and being like, oh, I got this.
Yes.
Because Joy and I knew each other.
Yeah.
So if I don't know if you knew that like Joy and I had worked together before. We had done a musical version of The Outsiders.
That's what it was. I was like, was it a soap? I couldn't remember what the show was.
Yeah.
Allison was Cherry Valance.
Hey.
And she was the lead. And I was Soda Pop's girlfriend, Sandy. Yeah.
And
it was fun.
We had a cute little boy in the chorus, one Mr. Adam Lambert.
Yes.
He was
What?
just this cute little chorus kid singing these high notes.
Yep. Just like a little freckled redheaded sweetheart.
He must have been, what, like 18, 20, something like that?
Yeah. He was young. He was so young.
Oh, Joy, I have to tell you, I loved your book.
Thank you.
I loved it so much.
I didn't know you read it. Thank you, Allison.
I read it and then I was like, I don't know, it was like a third of the way in and I was like, I need to listen to this. So I started with the book and then I wanted to hear your voice. So then I downloaded the audio and like finished it on audio. And the coolest thing is that, Joy, I feel like there's so much I didn't know about you, but I've known you through every phase of this book. I felt like for most phases of this book, like I remember you actually kicking around in New York. Like we would be in audition rooms together. And I mostly remember her because you were so beautiful, but I was obsessed with your hair. I didn't understand. It was always like the most perfect, but didn't look like you spent time on it because you probably didn't. It just like looked perfect. And I would just like sit in the audition room and just be like, how? And I was
New
too
York
shy
humidity.
to like ask you. Yeah.
Humid
and
summers.
then when we worked together in The Outsiders, I was like, oh my God, that's the girl with the hair. That's her. And I think I did ask you. I was like, Joy, help me out. Like, what can I do with my hair? And you're like, I don't know. This is just what it does. And I was like,
how do I make mine like yours? I can't contain this craziness.
Yeah. And so I was really excited to see that you were directing and to get to come on. So what was the title of that? That was season 7?
Yeah, it was the one where Jamie he brings you over to meet Paul. And we shot in that house that felt like a lighthouse, but it wasn't. It was on the beach. I don't remember what episode that was. But yeah, it was the whole thing about Jamie's got a crush on his teacher.
Yeah. And he's like, stop talking to Miss Lauren.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
You know, I thought they were originally setting me up with Paul. Like just the way that the scene was written, I was confused.
Yeah.
And then I was told from the producers later on that I think maybe that's what the network had thought. So and maybe that was the way it was going. I'm not sure. But when they pitched me for this, the network they said, we just don't see Allison and Paul together.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, that's not what we're going to do. Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah. There's always things going on behind the scenes. And I would imagine they probably were like, we really want her. And they had a whole idea for a storyline that, like the writers talking to the network suits, they don't tend to understand like a lot of creative choices. So I would imagine there was some politics involved in just trying to like, sure, you want the new teacher to get together with Paul? We're going to cast somebody that's right for the storyline we actually want to write. So
right. Who knows?
Much longer lasting.
Totally.
I'm so glad. Like, please, it benefited me for sure.
Well, when did you, because when you first came in, obviously you come in as his teacher, as you're saying, there's this, will they or won't they almost misdirect for Miss Lauren and Dan Scott. So what did they tell you? How long did you think you were coming to play? Did you have any idea where it was going to go?
The audition was for a guest star, and it wasn't one of the ones that qualifies with possible recur. It was just guest star. So I thought that it was a one and done, and that was it.
Wow. I'm surprised you auditioned. Like you were, that's amazing. Thank you for doing that. Because I feel like there's a lot of working actors who would be like, I'm not going to go do a guest star. I've got other things going on.
It was the strike. It was the writer's strike. So I had been on a show that was canceled on ABC because of the strikes. And so then there was just this time. We were there. So I was excited to go in, and I knew all of the producers because they had been the production team on What I Like About You. Yeah. So Tolan Robbins produced What I Like About You. So I kind of knew them all. So I knew it would be a friendly room, and Brett and Debbie are so amazing. So yeah.
It's really so interesting, isn't it? It's crazy to think about what the writers' strikes were like for all of us then. And then when you think about what the last 2 years have been like with the SAG strike and the WGA strike and how the business has not recovered.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, coming at the end of COVID, I feel like it was like a double whammy. God, I remember during the strikes back then, the writer strike back then, that felt like stolen time. It felt so, of course, this is coming from an actor who had just gotten off of a show. I had just gotten married. I had no responsibilities in the world. We were bowling during the day. We'd go see movies. I started doing roller derby.
Oh my gosh, that's right.
Yeah.
Wait, what was your roller derby name?
Kiss McGrits.
Yes.
Kiss McGrits. I remember us all being so impressed with you when you told us you were in roller derby.
Oh my gosh.
And you did some in Wilmington too. Didn't you get involved with like a league in Wilmington or something?
I went to some, but I didn't get involved. At one point, Carol had to ask me, our wardrobe had to say, look, we are a teen soap. I'm having to dress you like with long sleeves and long pants every episode because to cover your bruises. So at some point you have to stop like being so
doing
bruised.
Roller derby.
Oh, that's funny.
So I did. It was really only a stopgap because I was so bored during the strikes. So, once I was working again.
You're so cool.
You are so cool.
I was. I don't know what happened, kids.
Did you ever do ice skating or anything too? Like, are you used to, that's not a thing people pick up. Like, well, you know what? Let me try roller derby.
We were so bored during the strike that Scott and I were going on dates where he would plan one and I would plan one. And so I was like, let's go look at this roller derby thing. This looks like so much fun. And there was an ad in the program that was like, if you want to learn to skate, I was like, I want to learn to skate. Sure. And so I went.
So that's how it happened.
That's how bored I was.
Wow.
They taught you how to do it. I still can't go backwards on roller skates. It's I feel shame around it. Don't talk about it.
Well, that's also hard. Like you have to do like a sweeping thing with one leg. It's hard. It's not easy.
I have no, absolutely not. I don't think I'm coordinated enough for that.
I mean, no more for me. That ship has sailed.
Why? Don't you take your kids? You don't go?
No, I really want to take my kids to see it. I'm not going to. No, that is because, you're on a banked track and it goes so fast. It's.
Do you just go to the regular roller rink? Scoot around?
I do like to go to the Moonlight Rollerway. That's
Moonlight.
That's one of those things like when Joy and I talk about our really intense ADHD, like being the person who goes to the roller rink on the weekend is one of those things I still think I'm going to do. And I still don't.
Yeah. The only reason I do is because our kids' school has fundraisers there. So I end up there for that. And when I'm back on, I'm like, man, this could just be my new hobby. I could do this all the time.
Yes.
And then I don't go. It's so fun.
Okay,
it's so
well, maybe
freeing.
we can go.
So when you're here with your movie,
Yes.
Joy, you have to fly in and we're going to go to the roller rink.
Great.
Let's go.
I'm in. Let's go to the roller
I'm
rink.
so ready. Give me like a flared bell-bottom jean.
Oh my
and
gosh.
let me loose.
Yes. Can you go backwards, Sophia?
Oh, absolutely not. No, man.
You're like, no.
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 I don't know if I can go forwards.
Right. We'll see. I'll push you. I'll get you just like push on your back.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold the belt loops of your jeans and just
That's a
trail.
great idea.
And are you on blades or are you on like rollerblades or are you on the
Quads.
regular old fashioned?
Yeah, you're on
good
the
old
four.
fashioned. I've got
Yeah.
to get a new pair of roller skates.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want that.
Yeah, we look so cute.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I wish we had been able to write you in roller derbying in the show. That would have been
I mean, how
so
fun
fun.
would that have been?
I don't know why did we never do a roller derby episode of our show ever?
I've done other shows where they've written it in and it was really fun.
What show did you do?
It was on a show called Nikki, Ricky, Dickie, and Dawn. I played the mom on it who like one whole episode was just me doing roller derby. It was really fun.
Oh, it's so
That is
great.
amazing. I mean, you have such an amazing sense for comedy and physical comedy.
Oh, thanks.
I can't imagine. Well, now I'm going to have to look up that episode, obviously. I'm like, I can't imagine how funny that was. And I'm like, well, I'm going to watch it. What did you feel like when you got the script for this episode and read your whole storyline?
I don't even know how to explain it to you because I already felt so fish out of water on your show. You know, I had come from, not because of you guys, this is all just in my crazy brain. So I had come from like doing so many sitcoms. I was, and mostly multi-camera. So in front of an audience. And so it was already like, oh, I need to relearn this sort of new way to tell a story. And I promise you, and especially in this episode, this is not me fishing for any sort of compliment, but the only way that I can describe it in today's terms is that I felt like Kristen Wiig and I'm Judy. Like I felt like it was all of these incredibly beautiful actresses. And then I'm Judy. Like I'm there just trying to fit in. Well, that's just where my head was. And so then, so that's number one. Number two, I am like a committed never nude from like, like Arrested Development. Like you will not see me walking around in a bikini ever. I'm not a prude by any stretch of the imagination.
You've just got your cutoff jean shorts that you sleep in.
In the shower. Yeah, exactly. Like I'm not at all comfortable like in a bathing suit situation. I've never have been since I was a teenager. It's just, so I'm reading the script and I'm like, oh no, I'm Judy. I'm in a bathing suit with these, there's a certified model in this episode. And then I keep reading and then I'm locked out of my hotel room in my bra and underwear. I kind of went into full spiral mode. I was so excited. Like, first of all, I couldn't believe that I was able to go to Puerto Rico. Like,
so cool.
Joy, I'm so sad you weren't there.
I'd never even seen the episode, so I didn't know what happened to you. When you got locked out of your hotel room, I genuinely gasped. I mean, I was loving that storyline. That was so fun.
That's the thing. Your storyline was my favorite part of the whole episode.
Yes.
Like it was so fun. And I remember that scene where we were all having breakfast the next day, you, me, and Jana at the table. And just going, oh my God, it was just the most fun to do that whole thing with you. But to Joy's point, getting to watch all of your scenes that, we weren't in. I mean, the room service tray and the hot top over your butt, I was shrieking.
And then you get in the elevator with the model and the two of you standing next to each other like a giraffe.
And some sort of little ferret. I don't know what it was. But like, you're right.
A baby gazelle and a giraffe.
It was so funny.
So funny.
Well, I also just need you to know because, look, it's vulnerable to talk about how these sorts of things make you feel behind the scenes, no matter how hilarious you are on camera. I ironically, because, I played Brooke Davis. I never wanted to be in a bathing suit either. And I remember when we got to the moment where we were all laying on the chairs, like, I remember how stressed I felt that they were going to pull across all of you guys and then land on me in the foreground. I was like, why do I have to be in the foreground? I don't want to be in the foreground. Put me in the background. Block me with Chantel's 6-foot-long supermodel body. Like, do anything but this. And it's so weird because also now I realize I'm doing the thing my mom always said I would do, which is be nicer to yourself, because in 10 years, you're going to look back. And I look at us and I'm like, everyone is so hot. What's going on?
Hot.
We all looked amazing. Yep. And I remember feeling like just a garbage person. And and I need you to know that as I'm like writing my notes for the episode, in all caps, I have, holy abs, Allison.
Oh yeah. Incredible.
Incredible. And I just,
but we all do it to ourselves.
I do it to ourselves.
I did it on a daily basis. And I look back now and I'm like, why did I spend so much time back then worrying about my arms or like my waist or what, like all the little things that you're just, I'm stressed so much about. I'm like, could I not have just expended that energy in better ways, being happy?
I 100% agree. I'm so mad at myself but no, I mean, it's how we're like socialized. It's not our fault that we feel this way. And it really does stink, because I was actually scared to look back at it. And as I was watching, I was like, oh, we're also like, it's great. It's perfect.
Yeah.
We have these like,
so beautiful.
It's perfect. So I do have to, I had my one, I felt like a little, like Judy. Number 2, I have the never nude. Number 3, I had just found out I was pregnant. like a week prior.
What?
So Sophia, I was living your storyline.
Oh my God.
What?
When we were there. So you were tossing drinks over your shoulder. I was passing them to Scott. Scott got hammered. My husband, Scott, who plays David.
Yes. Okay. For the viewers, just let's really hit that nail on the head. Quinn's ex-husband, David, was played by your actual husband, Scott, on our show.
Yes.
Yes. And so one of the things that was so fun is he came with us to Puerto Rico.
It was awesome.
But now in my brain, I'm like, oh my God, when we were sitting having like margaritas by the pool.
Yeah. Yes. And when we actually had sushi and like all of that, I was just passing things to him. I was so nervous. When I had to fall off the bed, which I just watched.
My favorite.
My 2 legs are just
brilliant. It's like comedy Barbie. It was so good.
Fully.
That's really funny.
It was like you cartwheeled off that bed.
I did. There was a crash pad on the other side of the bed, but I ended up bruising my butt because I just kept landing so hard, because I just was trying to be funnier and funnier. I was like, I don't know, maybe I'll flip a little harder this time.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking like, oh my gosh, did I like hurt the baby? I didn't know. You're so superstitious and scared of everything at like he was my first kid. So I was really nervous and scared on top of the other things. But
this adds a whole other layer, because to be doing physical comedy when you're pregnant for the first time, and that kind of fear, and still be so committed to the work and pull it off in a way that was, I mean, no one ever would have known, but that's a lot of stress. That is really intense.
A lot. I think I just dissociated and was like, oh, well, I'm here. Let's do it.
I guess it'll be fine. And it was.
Whoa.
Yeah, so funny. But it was crazy that was your whole storyline in this episode.
Yes.
Yeah.
This was fun too. I didn't know when they were going to start with that storyline of Brooke being pregnant. So that was really exciting to watch.
Yeah, I loved it. And I loved the way it was really sweet, after all the tumult of when they first brought Alex's character in to kind of be the foil for Brooke and Julian and maybe screw up the relationship. I love that Alex is the one that got to help. And I said in the episode prior where we do the whole reveal, and she's like, well, I needed to take a drug test for Chase, and then I wanted to help. And then so I had to have Julian do it, but he wasn't home. So then Brooke did it. It's, this whole thing. I had said when we had Jana on, I was like, I wish we'd seen Brooke and Alex have this moment because it's so cool that they have this friendship now.
Yeah.
And so I honestly forgot that this was our secret through the whole Puerto Rico episode. And I was like, look, we have our moment.
You have it.
And it was so sweet. And I mean, she has such great comedy, you know, walking in, going to say the thing. And I look at her and she's like, I forgot what I was going to say. And nobody thinks anything about it. And then it actually winds up that you run away with the comedy train. And I just thought it was a really fun storyline for all of us.
Yeah, I loved it. And I have that same memory, Soph, of like that shooting, the morning after scene, all of us.
Yeah.
And we were like in front of the ocean. It was just the most idyllic, beautiful, fun scene. It just felt like we were actually at lunch or something. Like we were.
I love a location shoot, man. Those location shoots are so fun. Did we find out in the episode who she sent those those selfies in her underwear to?
Chuck Skolnick.
Oh,
who's next to Skills in your phone?
Which I had forgotten.
Me
and
too.
So that was a reveal when I was watching it. I was like, oh.
I don't know why I missed that. Okay.
Yeah.
Crazy.
When Chase brings Chuck the bike, he goes, this is even cooler than those pictures Miss Lauren sent me.
Okay. That's why I missed it, because it was a comment. But that's funny.
Yeah.
It's a good thing his mom doesn't seem to be on top of things, because I could have been fired for that for sure.
100%.
Yeah. Maybe criminal charges, possibly.
Yeah, possibly.
I mean,
it would definitely be on the news.
Yeah.
And the irony is, as the viewers of the show, it's so funny to us because we know Miss Lauren's a good person.
Yeah.
But could you imagine in reverse being like, I meant to send them to Skills and I accidentally went to the wrong SK name. Like,
I'd be on the news for 100%.
Sure.
Yeah.
On the news.
Yeah, on the news.
Okay, this other storyline with the boys out by the river court. I loved this. This was so fun to see them all together. I love Rob's annoyance with the lazy bird. His delivery.
He's so funny.
So good. I love that they're just letting him be himself on camera and not forcing all of these super, super dramatic storylines on him, which he handled so well. But we've been saying it recently that it's so nice to watch him be able to just do some comedy and be comfortable in his skin. And
he's so funny.
Yeah. It's fun to watch Clay in this. He's like, you lazy bird. Lay your eggs in a nest.
I also love how committed to the bit he is. And that's really true for both of you. I mean, you went so hard in the paint in this episode for us. And then it's a really interesting counterpoint to all of your comedy that the minute his like gorgeous girlfriend leaves, he puts on this ridiculous figure skater shirt and he loves this disgusting old red recliner. And he's just like, leave me be. I want to have a cold beer and just read and sit in my chair with my feet up. And Rob really committed to the bit, and he underplayed some of it in a way that does feel very Arrested Development.
Yes.
And you're right. It.
Yeah. I really wish he would have been able to be on that show. I was just I've been rewatching it recently. It's so good. Like, really I could totally see Rob on this show.
Yeah. You know what's funny? We got asked in a Q&A about Grey's Anatomy, and someone was like, what doctor would you cast Rob as? And I'm like, no, that's it. I want to put Rob on Arrested Development.
Yeah.
So bad.
Yeah. Or just think of whatever role you would cast Jason Bateman as on Grey's Anatomy, and then put Rob in that role.
Yes. Yes.
Speaking of the figure skating shirt, why are we making fun of Brian Boitano so much in this episode? It was really confusing. Was he like in the news at that time? Was there some sort of cultural,
was he relevant?
Yeah. I don't know what, but it wasn't even like it was nice and just kind of funny. It was like mean. I don't know. It was mean. I didn't like it. I thought it was really weird.
I didn't like it either. And I didn't understand why we went so far with it. Like, why was Rob so obsessed with this shirt? Because Clay doesn't dress in much color. He's not like a guy with flair.
Yeah.
And then there's a guy in Puerto Rico in the same shirt, and we make the same joke. Yeah. And Quinn's aware of it, but Why? Because he's never worn it before.
It feels like one of those jokes that our showrunner, like he had some beef with Brian Boitano for some reason and was like intentionally writing it into the show because it just didn't make sense anywhere. There was no reason for it whatsoever.
Right. Right. It's one of those things that you're like, this is funny to no one but you. Do you want to write a better joke or no? You just want to do this? Okay.
Yeah, all right. That's fine. Your little puppet show, whatever. And that was so strange. But I also have in my notes here, Allison, when was the last time you got that plastered? like
never.
Miss Lauren actually
never.
did. Wait, never in your whole life? Come on.
Never in my whole life.
Really?
No, I mean, I've never found myself basically naked locked out of my house. So thank God.
No.
I was also surprised, Lauren. We never saw the side of Lauren before.
Yeah.
It was really fun to like.
That's what made it so funny.
Right.
Yes.
Right. I was happy to see her sort of jumping out of her like little box and having a blast.
I also loved that you referenced it, that they wrote in the bit for you to be like, I'm a teacher.
Yeah.
You know, because
students,
in a way, it's like, you know, you've literally gone to an island with your friends. You get to let loose. And maybe the reason you go so hard is because you never do this at home.
Probably.
It was really, really fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I was so excited to do it.
And I mean, it's so long ago, maybe you don't remember, but I'm just wondering, knowing what a great comedian you are, what you added. Like, were there things you really riffed on in terms of the physicality and stuff? Do you remember?
I don't remember. It was so long ago. I do remember having, because, you know, when you're so out of the box, like, you know, I remember like having to add, like, I can't remember if I touched her boobs or if that was written in the script.
That's so good.
I think the line was written, but I'm not sure if it was, you know, and then I can't quite remember, but that feels like something that we would have discussed on the day.
Totally.
Maybe that wasn't written in the script. I'm not sure. She was so game. She did a great job, I thought.
Jelly was great.
Jelly. Yeah. She was so good in the episode.
Just
beautiful.
The sweetest. But also something I didn't track until we watched it. Because obviously there's the whole joke that Clay's upset that his beautiful girlfriend and all these beautiful women are like off on this trip. But the next morning stuff, when Quinn says to, you know, the model, like, oh, do you want to come drive around town with me? I was like, do they actually kiss? Like, there is chemistry between those two.
Yes.
Like a lot. And I didn't remember that. And I was like, wait, is something... Like, is the Miss Lauren thing touching her misdirect? Like, is something going to happen with these two when they leave this hotel?
On. Something.
Yes, they had insane chemistry. I had the same thought. I was like, kiss.
Kiss her.
I have to say, those scenes when they went out into and they took the, you know, the on the fly photographs. It was shot so beautifully. The light was so pretty.
Oh.
Yeah.
That golden hour.
Oh my gosh, it was so beautiful.
It really added a nice element to the episode. It was great. I loved that.
It was very cool. I felt like I could feel Pete Kowalski all over that.
Yes.
Like I could picture him going, oh my God, and look at the sun is setting. Just turn, get it. Like, because so much of it was handheld and I could just picture him and Matt like doing the thing. And it gave this kind of energy to it. And I will say, I thought it was really nice that back in 2011, we touched on the fact that it is weird, you know, to be a tourist. And sometimes you are in this really idyllic place and right outside, it's not shared. Like not all these resort towns are actually supported very well by these places that get built. And I was like, damn, look at us talking about a social issue in 2011. Okay.
Quinn had that beautiful line. I wish I could remember. It was about privilege.
Yes.
And I had that same thought. I was like, oh, this is ahead of our time for this show. This was really lovely.
I appreciate
point
that.
to make.
Yeah. It was cool to, you know, to hear some things being acknowledged. And maybe it particularly hit me because, you know, there were certain powers that be that would be like, stop fucking talking about charity so much. Like, can you tone it down? Like, you know, in my actual life. And I was like, oh, maybe being a little bit of a pain in the ass is more effective at the time than I realized.
Right. It might have worked its way in a little bit.
Look at us talking about some stuff.
I also really thought it was great for Quinn's character, the reminder to the audience that she has a job and she's really good at it.
Yes.
Because she's been living in this zone of just being like hot girlfriend, sister space. But like her actual brain being highlighted was something I really felt like we needed, particularly in an episode that was clearly so much about featuring everybody's bodies.
Yes. And I do think it's cool, like, that it brings us back to a connection, particularly for Brooke and for Quinn. Like, that was kind of her introduction when the character first came in. You know, she shot the first ad campaign with Alex Dupre for Clothes Over Bros.
Yeah.
And so it's nice, to your point, Joy, when we get reminded. I mean, even the whole she's going to shoot in South Africa thing was like, what? And then obviously a little bit of a ruse for the Katie storyline. But it is nice when we get reminded that the women on our show are really talented artists too.
Yeah.
You know, and I loved the moment at the end where she got to see the shot on the cover and that it was a thing that our characters got to collaborate on, and it wasn't like the bed in the ocean shot, that it was this real sort of moment in time captured. I was like, oh, that's a nice little bow on that for us.
Because she did what her job was. She did what she was supposed to do. She got the shot that they asked for, and then was like, you know what? This is
more.
I know how to actually do this better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved watching her grow into that. So she like had the bed with the guy, then she switches it out with a woman, and it's cool and edgier. And then you see her going out into the city. And then that's where you can see like she's truly like lit up by that. You can see like her artistic juices are flowing and she's super excited. And that's what made the cover.
Yeah. It was a really nice way to communicate that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm ready for Clay to step up a little bit. Come on, buddy.
I know.
It is pretty funny that she's out working her butt off and having all these creative ideas and amazing things. And Clay's just like in his lounge chair, in his barking lounger on the beach, just complaining about bird eggs.
He's so pissed that he got hijacked for this camping trip.
He just wanted to sit in his house. I
love when we get to see the boys be great friends.
Yes.
It's just so sweet. And
especially back on the river court.
Yeah. And I think about too, you know, the whole storyline of Brooke and Julian and the adoption that didn't work and all the things. I loved that scene a few episodes ago where all the boys are at the bar and Julian confides in them when they thought the adoption was going to work. And then it's this sweet moment where, you know, Nathan's talking about how much they'll all miss them and Jamie's going to miss them. And then Julian gets to share this thing with him. And I was like, oh, look at the boys talking about their families and their feelings. It's refreshing.
Yeah, it's so good.
I love that moment when everyone was texting each other too.
Me too.
I thought it was so sweet. It made me tear up a little. It was really, really sweet.
That was an interesting comment on cell phone culture that had become a big deal at the time when they just did the montage of everybody on their cell phone, which is so funny that it was intentionally a comment and a little tongue in cheek, like, hey, we're all here now. Everybody's doing this.
Yeah.
But things haven't changed much. It was that I watched that. I was like, wow, we really crossed a threshold here. Like, this is a very clear moment in time of when culture has shifted from everybody reading books and sitting around talking to each other to now everyone is on their cell phone. It happened in 2010, 2011. It's wild.
Yeah. It's so surreal, but also so sweet that, you know, it goes between all the women and everyone's in their own room. And then you see the boys and the pan around how they're all just sitting there talking to their, you know, to their people, their loves. It's like, it was very sweet to me. It made me feel like a real sense of nostalgia because in a way you see that all these characters you've been rooting for so long feel settled. And we didn't know we were going to come back for a season 9 at this point.
Yeah.
So the end of season 8 really begins to feel like it could be a series finale. And there was something about the image of all of our people, like having the right people, that I thought was really touching.
Settled in.
Yeah.
Except, well, Miss Lauren doesn't. Actually, this is weird. In our notes here, it says that she ends up married to David Fletcher in the show. Who is David Fletcher?
Scott.
Oh.
Right? I know.
Oh.
Yeah.
I did not know that happened.
Yeah. It was a reveal. It was like a really quick reveal, I feel like.
Yeah, when they sort of did the where everyone is.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And that was like a sweet little inside joke for you guys, which was
is.
so
It was
cute.
really, really
But also,
sweet.
all we ever heard about this guy was that he was a jerk and just like wanted to stay in one place and didn't want to grow as a person. So hopefully they developed his character a little bit. So we feel like Miss Lauren ended up with somebody that, like, as a character, we wanted her to be with.
Now that they have a kid, maybe that's like the right personality for her.
Yeah.
That's true.
Or by the way, maybe an elementary school teacher's his dream girl. He's like,
Maybe.
you want to have a normal job. You don't want to pick up and travel and like go do photo shoots.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, he's had plenty of time to learn and
Yeah.
grow. I just hope that we, let the audience know that he did. And so we don't feel like, oh no.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. I mean, it's not happening yet. It's in the next season, I think. So
I loved so much. I loved the stuff with Chuck. I felt he was so sad. He looked so cute up in that driving the big, whatever that machine is called.
Tractor.
And then, and then he and Chase had the sweet little scene where, Chuck got to be really vulnerable. I don't know. It really touched me when I was rewatching it.
This is
so
something I
sweet.
missed too. Chase enlisting in the service. When did that happen?
So that's what he decides to do because, he's been getting his pilot's license.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason he had to take a drug test a few episodes ago when we find out Brooke is pregnant.
Oh, wait, we found out Brooke's pregnant. Did I miss? I wasn't, I was traveling. So I think I missed 19.
Oh, yeah. So the whole thing is Chase needs to take a drug test, but he was backstage at Kid Cudi and they told him to take a hit of a joint. So he can't. And then he asks Alex to do it for him, but Alex ate Quinn's pot brownies, not knowing they were pot brownies. So Alex goes to Brooke and Julian's to ask Julian to pee in the cup, and Julian's not home, so Brooke does. So Chase gets the results of his drug test, and they said, hey, we obviously screwed up the samples because your drug test says you're pregnant. He thinks Alex is pregnant. He says, I was enlisting, but I'm not going to if we're going to have a baby.
Wait, why does he think Alex is pregnant if he knows that she didn't pee in the cup?
Because she didn't tell him she didn't pee in the cup.
Oh, she's the one that took the cup to Brooke's house.
She was like, well, I want to help, but I don't.
Oh, I got to watch this episode. These are fun shenanigans.
Yeah. It was like it's a very cute roundabout storyline, but it did feel a little surprising. It was like, what do you mean he's going from wanting to fly a 4-seater plane on the weekends to being in the Air Force? Hello?
Yeah.
But that was the whole thing. And so, that's how Brooke finds out she's pregnant.
Yeah, I did not realize that.
Yeah.
That's
why Alex knows in this episode. She's the only one that knows, which is why it's very sweet by the end when, I'm ravenously eating someone's leftover food.
Oh my God, Sophia, that was so funny.
That was so funny.
Wait, we can't skip
really,
over that.
Really funny.
Oh my gosh, it was so great. I really wondered what you were looking at when they did that shot and you turned and you looked and you were like, oh my gosh, and you walked towards something. And when you pulled the lid off an old burger and fries, I died. I was laughing so hard the way you devoured that.
And there was no real shame. You just went for it. You just were like, no, this is what my body needs in this moment. And I'm going to give it to it right now.
Fully.
Yeah.
It was perfect. You just went for it.
I tried to unhinge my jaw like a snake to get as many French fries in there for the laugh as I could.
It was so funny. It was worth it.
Totally worth it. I mean, how many takes did you do? Please tell me they gave you a spit bucket for that.
I don't remember, But I remember the turnaround and realizing I was caught. And I thought they did such a good job. The camera motion and the way that they, moved from me to Chantel adds to the funny. And then her being like, I see you. Like, even throwing drinks over your shoulder all night. Like, come on, lady. It's so sweet.
Okay. Actually, this makes me wonder, would you guys do this? If you had a girlfriend that you were suspecting was pregnant, would you approach her and say the thing that Quinn said, or would you leave it alone and let her tell you on her own time?
I mean, I think that depends on how close you are to the person, right?
I don't know. Well, yeah, but even so, even if you're really, really close, do you? There was a little part of me that was like, she's robbing her of the experience of telling everybody on her own time. Like, I don't like it.
There's something about your face, Sophia, every time you confirmed or you talked about it, or especially at the end with the two of you, it was you seemed so, I mean, obviously you're genuinely, you're so happy in this moment, but it was so deep because you have struggled and you could just see it all in your face.
Yes.
When you are telling each person that you are pregnant, it's not just like, you could see everything you've been through up until this point in those little moments.
Thank
and it
you.
was so beautiful. I loved those small moments. They were great.
Thank you. It felt so important to me, for Brooke and for, everybody that goes through this stuff. And it's crazy to think of how much more I know and every woman in my life knows now than I did then. And even then it felt like something. It's not just that it felt like a responsibility. It just felt important. And it was fun to have the joy. I think
it was important. Everybody's been walking through this with Brooke for so long.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a big deal.
Joy, your face, like you took it with importance as well. Mm-hmm. So when she, at the very end, when she told you and your reactions to that, there's such a deep history in those moments. And in that, it just gave me chills. I loved it. I loved that. It might be my favorite moment of the whole episode.
Oh, I love that.
Loved it.
Oh, I know. It was all very, very
it's
sweet.
Sweet to see you guys together.
My goodness. It was really nice, even looking back at it, getting to see the totality of the episode, sort of full circle moment to where we started, right? I remember the stress of certain things and the pressure we all felt, and that, the fact that we were going to spend a whole episode essentially in swimwear felt stressful. And the episode is so lovely. There was so much more about it that was so sweet and tender and important. And that felt so good for all these characters. Then the anxiety of this sort of setting let me remember. Yeah. And it was really nice to watch it and for an hour be like, "Aw," over and over and over again.
Yeah, it was. There were a lot of awes in this episode.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's so good.
Oh, I wanted to say, Millie, Lisa was so cute in her little dog costume.
Yes.
Oh, so great.
There's something about Lisa that is she's so honest, and she's so, her choices are never, I just feel like they're always so grounded. And she's sitting here in this ridiculous costume and being the sweetest, most grounded. And what she's saying are all these like poop puns, but
yeah.
It's still so Millie. It's so Lisa. She handled that so well.
As a comedian, the only way that works is if she plays it really honestly. Because there are so many people that would get put in a costume and then be like, I'm in a costume and I'm going to really play it up. And she knows how to she's like, I don't care that I'm wearing a costume. I'm going to be completely real.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it work.
Graceful. Yes.
That's why it's really funny.
Yeah. The commitment and Lisa and all of her dance training, her ballerina posture in the dog costume adds this hilarious, because she's very regal. She looks like she was 3D printed out of a Disney movie.
Yes.
And then for her to, shoulders back, elegant, head up in the costume.
Prideful.
It's just
so much pride in her stance. Too.
Yes.
It's so funny.
It's so brilliant. It adds so many layers to who Millie is too. So good.
And watching the partnership between Mouth and Millie grow, watching them become this duo, her, the unlikely reporter, and him serving as her partner in life, but also essentially her producer. The way they're growing together and the way that they have this rhythm now when they're going over stories and working on ideas, it's so lovely. And I love that her work begins to serve as that narration for the show, reminds you of why this place is so meaningful to people. The fact that they wind up, once the guys have found the eggs, at the river court, and they're talking about what this place means to people. And when she turns it over to him, and then you get pilot episode Marvin McFadden talking about the river court, I'm crying.
Yeah, I lost it. I lost
literally burst into tears, and it's happening again. I just was like, God, this is so special. And Lee is so genuine and so good and so human. And it really made me nostalgic for what we all got to do together.
Yeah, me too. It also made me really sad because they have destroyed the river court. And I was like, could nobody find an endangered bird on that river court in real life?
I know.
I hate that they knocked it down and they're making condominiums there now.
I know. It's awful.
I know. It really is. I'm so mad about it. But life goes on. I guess that's the course.
Well, that's kind of the thing, right? Is like things can't stay the same.
Yeah.
But it is hard. It's hard to let your things go.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to appreciate it while you have it. It's so sad. Allison, before we do a listener question, I just wanted to ask about life now for you, and if you're working on anything you're excited about or want to share, or if you're just, you and I haven't talked really in a while. We've exchanged a couple of voice texts, but yeah, like, how are you? What's going on?
Yeah.
I'm great. Life is awesome. My kids are incredible. I have a kid in middle school and a kid in elementary school. It's great. It's so slow here, and I've done some like guest stars here and there, but like there aren't even auditions happening. Like it's wild. It's a ghost town here. So that part's a little frustrating.
Are you inclined to create your own stuff, or are you like, I mean, being a mom is also a full-time job. So I know it's really hard to try and find time to do those things too.
Yeah, I would love to. I have ideas. I have like irons in the fire, but I have to say nobody inspires me more than you, Joy, when you're with your creativity. The way you're like, I think I'll write a musical. And then the next thing you know, your walls are covered in index cards. You just do it. Oh, have you written a musical before? No, but I'll figure it out. And then you write a damn musical. Like it blows my mind, and I don't understand that mechanism that goes from idea to actually doing it, especially when I always feel like, well, first I have to go back to school. I have to get a degree that will somehow support this next endeavor in my life.
I'm so much like you, Allison.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know how to do that.
Yes.
Yeah. And Joy, you're like, so? And I'm like, wait, what? You can just do that?
It's honestly, it's so inspiring, and also just I'm in awe of you with that because so I would love to. I have a lot of creative ideas. It's just getting them to the fruition part. So
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, you can do it. You just need to, it's just the taking the step of like I don't know what this is, but give me a couple hours to just hyper focus on it and see if anything comes to mind. And usually it'll start snowballing. I think but it does. There's always that moment of a hurdle of like imagining whatever it is that you're thinking of doing is so enormous. You have to break it down into just like, I want to do this, but I'm literally just going to I'm going to write one song and see if I like it. And then if the song inspires something else, I'll write another thing. But you have to take creative projects just one small chunk at a time. I think I don't know anybody else who can look at a behemoth like a novel or a book or musical or some massive project or, a really big script or something and just go, I have the whole thing in my brain and I know exactly how to do it. It just doesn't, I don't think it works that way. It's just one piece at a time.
That's really smart. That's what I'm not able to do. I'm just like, there's no way I can,
Yeah. What do you do for yourself creatively then? What are the moments that, other than also being a mom, like there's so much creativity in motherhood as well. So maybe that's satisfying.
Well, that's part of this whole, that's where I felt so stuck lately because I'm not having my creative, it is so stuck here in this town right now that I think it's a problem everywhere. We have all of these creative people that just aren't having these outlets right now. So it's frustrating. I can tell you that much. I'm reading a lot, which is great. Maybe some stuff is sticking in there.
Yeah. It's interesting. Do you feel, because one of the things I get in that way that you're discussing how you feel at the moment, when I have, to Joy's point, a big idea, what to do first is hard. Like, and it's interesting actually that I've never heard you talk about the musical in that way. Like, just write the first song. And in my brain, I'm thinking, well, that makes sense because musicals are filled with individual songs. And I wonder, follow me while I'm like noodling on this in real time. So I apologize for rambling, but it's like, I almost wonder if for me or for you, Allison, that like, we need to start to figure out like what the songs are, even though it's not a musical. Like, how do you take the film or the world of the show? How do you create smaller pieces? Because if you're thinking about developing a series, it's a world and it's so hard to know what to focus on first. But I almost wonder if we could trick ourselves into thinking about it more like a musical, if it would make it less intimidating.
That's a really, really good point.
Good idea. Yeah.
And then we could have a list that we could check off, Sophia, because
you don't say, I love a list.
I know you love a list.
Me and all my little Post-it notes and all my little notebooks. I'm still every year, I'm like, maybe this will be the year that one of these ADHD planners actually changes my life.
I just bought another one. So I bought one in January and then I saw that now it's July and they're in the stores. I'm like, then this is the new one. So January one didn't work very well. So I just bought a new July starting planner. So we'll see. We'll see if it's I'll let you guys know. I'll keep you updated.
Great.
Yes, please do.
For all my plans.
Planning the planners.
Can I tell you what I'm really excited about is Coletti joining Traders.
I know.
Wait, what?
So Coletti's going to be in the Traders, is in the next season.
I don't know what you're saying.
Okay, so The Traders is this amazing, it's a reality show. It's like a competition show, kind of like Mafia. It's like the game Mafia.
Traitor, like a traitor.
Like a traitor.
Yeah, got it. Okay.
It's hosted by Alan Cumming, who is incredible. He's incredible.
Yes.
They dress him so beautifully.
Wait, I've never even heard of this show. What?
Joy, you would love it. It's honestly so great. And he as the host, he almost plays the character of a host. It's not Alan Cumming acting naturally.
No, it's very camp.
Yes, that's the word.
It's great.
And it's so fun. And so they have different celebrities on there that you then are in this game, this like mafia-like game that are getting voted out and that are killing people. We're so deep in it. We've loved all 3 seasons that they've aired here. We've actually switched to UK and Australia.
Oh my God, amazing.
What?
And so when we found out that Coletti was going to be on, Scott lost his mind. So he and Coletti are still really close. So he was texting with like, he won't text me back. And I'm like, I think they're there.
They're there.
Yeah,
no, they're there.
They're shooting. So like they took their phones.
Yes.
My one of my best friends, my friend Jordan, his husband Colton is on this season. And
this season?
Yes. So I just can't wait to talk to them both. But they have a young baby. And Jordan was like, well, I'm so happy for you. And we'll see you in 5 weeks. And my mom's coming. And like, oh my gosh.
That's
Wait, this
incredible.
is so exciting.
Yeah.
Joy, you're going to have all the tea. You're going to get it from 2 separate people.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm so excited. Yes.
Yeah.
I've never been a fan of reality shows until recently in my life. I think I've started. They've gotten better. And, like The first season of Love is Blind I liked. I didn't like the rest. And then like now we've got Love on the Spectrum. And then there's that one about,
Love on the
I can never
Spectrum.
remember, like Secret Millionaire or Millionaire in the House, or I can never remember the title of it. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? It's something about millionaires in a house. It's another reality show on Netflix. It's great. But now this, I got to check this out. Oh, I got a call. Sorry, my ADHD, my brain. I got an email about, they invited me to be on Special Forces. The reality show.
Oh my God.
The location was someplace I really wanted to go that I've never been, but the dates overlapped with my time in Africa just now. And so I couldn't, and it was killing me because I totally would do that.
Hopefully it'll come back around for another iteration.
I know, it's got to. I'm ready. I think I'm ready for my reality show era now.
Okay.
Give me Dancing with the Stars. Come on, give me something I need to like really push myself physically.
By the way, I had the best time watching Alona Mar do Dancing with the Stars.
How fantastic is she?
She's so wonderful. I just adore her. And it also hit me where I've been telling myself every year for my birthday for the last 10 years, like, this is going to be the year I get in the best shape of my life. I'm going to like really start to take care of myself.
Ditto.
Finally. And I just don't. And then I was like, oh, maybe it would have to be my job. To do it.
That's what I'm thinking.
And maybe that's how you psych yourself into it. Honestly, I really think about this sometimes. I'm friends with Phil Rosenthal, the guy on Everybody Feeds Phil, his show, phenomenal TV writer, loves to eat, made it his job, turned it into it's 8 seasons now on Netflix. And I'm like, could my job be to go to eat with my friends?
Yes.
That would be my dream job.
Figure it out.
Okay, you've got to find the first thing you need to do.
Let's do this.
And do it.
Great.
Let's make a list.
Okay. I need a tripod, an iPhone, and a restaurant reservation. Let's go.
Let's get to our listener question.
Yes.
Christina's asking, what's the story behind getting picked up for season 9? Why were you ending season 8 like that was the end of the series? Hi, Christina. Well, we thought it was.
Yeah.
Simple as that. I mean, we always thought the show was about to end, but that was we thought that was it. And it was great. Yeah. I mean, we'll talk about it in our next episode, but even just the ending of Jamie walking across the bridge, bouncing the basketball like Lucas. I mean, it was very clearly the series finale. And I don't know, they just called us all and said, will you just come back for another 13?
When we got our season 7 pickup, it was seasons 7 and 8. So everyone assumed at the end of season 8, it would be finished.
Yeah.
We never had a 2-year pickup before. It's a very big deal to cross past 6 seasons anyway, let alone to make it to 6 seasons. And so we were ready to wrap it up. And I think the network was very pleased with how the show was doing, how the episodes were coming out. Our cast was in such a great spot. Like, everybody's wonderful on the show. And it was doing really well for them, and they wanted more. And nobody saw that coming. But what I can tell you, which I thought was very smart, honestly, of all of us, was when they called us back about a season 9, essentially we all were open to it, but we wanted to be done by pilot season, because none of us had had an opportunity to have another job in 10 years. So that's why season 9 was only 13 episodes. So we could shoot from July through the fall, wrap just ahead of Thanksgiving, have that stretch off for the first time ever, and then we'd all be free agents by January and be able to go into pilot season.
That's right. There's your answer, Christina.
With your pickups, did you go into almost every hiatus not knowing if you were coming back, or when did they let you know?
Every year. It's so frustrating.
Yeah. So 7 to 8 was the only time you could have a hiatus where you felt it was a true hiatus and you were coming back. Wow.
So we could test for pilots, but we always had to be in second position.
Yeah. Like the pilot I did this really fun show with Mary Steenburgen and Don Johnson, and I was in second position. And I remember just being like, what is going to happen if both of these shows get picked up? Like, what are we going to do?
Yeah.
I remember it being so hard to even get seen in second position.
Oh,
that's
like
what
a lot of times. Yeah. They wouldn't even want to audition you because they didn't want to take the risk.
Yeah.
So you guys were at a distinct disadvantage for luckily you had a job to come back to, but you didn't know you did.
You never knew.
Right.
So such a strange place to be in.
Oh, TV.
Well, TV, it's changed a lot now. Who knows? The landscape is so different.
There's just none.
There just isn't any. Weird.
It's so crazy.
Oh, man. Well, I'm so glad you came to join us. It was really nice talking with you. I've missed you.
I have missed you both. I'm so excited to get some FaceTime with you. I wish I could just reach through and give you guys hugs.
Yes.
It's so good to see you.
You too. Next time I'm in LA, I'll give you a buzz.
Please do.
I can't wait to go roller skating this summer.
Yeah, we're gonna go roller skating. I can't wait. You're gonna hold on. You're gonna hold on to my belt loops.
Yeah. By the end of August, I'm gonna be like,
you're gonna be so good. Yeah.
Great.
Well, thanks for joining us, everybody. Next episode is season 8, episode 22. This is my house. This is my home. And it's an emotional episode. Okay. See you guys soon. Thanks, Allison. Love you.
Love you guys. Love y'all. See ya.
Hey, thanks for listening.
Don't forget to leave us a review. You can also follow us on Instagram at DramaQueensOTH.
Or email us at dramaqueens@iHeartRadio.com.
See you next time.
We're all about that high school drama girl, all about them high school queens. We'll take you for a ride in our comic girl, cheering for the right team. Drama queens, smart girl, rough girl, fashion but you're tough girl. You could sit with us, girl. Drama queens, drama queens, drama queens, drama queens, drama queens.